Aren't you in the wrong room, Mr. Bond? Not from where I'm standing. That is a quote from the movie Thunderball, in which Sean Connery played James Bond, of course, as the man himself. So the DB5 here, done by MiniGT, is for this particular movie. They had many different packagings for different countries. I don't know which country this one was. Anywho, it is licensed by Aston Martin, so very cool. Unfortunately, this packaging is just wasteful. Try to see what the rest of this poster looks like, though. Look up, look down, look out. Here comes the biggest Bond of all. Alright, that's cool. I don't remember too much about this movie. I've seen it probably 10 times, but I was a young kid. The real cars, there were 4 made for Goldfinger and some other movies. They were made by special effects expert John Steers. The actual car, the DB5 by Aston, was made between 1963 to 65. And I believe designed by Federico Formenti and at Carrozzeria Touring. That was a styling house. I'm trying to see, well, here's a blister thing, I guess. Oh, well, this is weird. Yeah, see, this thing's too long, so I'm trying to open it up and see if you can actually store the car in this box. This reminds me of the old Tarmac Works days where this plastic thing wouldn't fit in the box. Okay, let's see here. So the real car has a straight 6-cylinder 4-liter, making somewhere in the 300 horsepower, 282 to 325 horsepower, depending on what country I guess you're in. A 4 to 5 speed manual or a 3-speed automatic. Alright, so you can put this in storage if you want to. And then the car had a magnesium alloy body. There's actually printing on the inside. I think this is the first time I've ever seen that. Interesting. Why would they do that? Why would they waste ink printing on both sides when they could just, it's all probably on the outside anyways. That's very strange. Okay, well, standard size there. And if you stack them up this way, you get an idea of maybe what car is in there. So this thing, I guess, goes in the trash. And let's see here. So these are apparently some movie shots from this car. Oh, sorry, this one is I don't remember that scene at all. But I do remember, yeah, this thing has some sort of oil slick thing spraying out, although it's just water, I think, here. I think the license plate revolves, and I think it has machine guns behind the turn signals up front. Alright, so there we go. I actually have the Kyosho of this car, and I was happy with it, but I love James Bond movies, the older ones for sure. I think Sean Connery and Roger Moore were the best ones, because that's when I was very impressionable of age. So the wire wheels, that's a tough one in 164, and unless you go with photo etched, which you'll never get on the cost of a MiniGT, so I guess that's the best you could do for the budget. You gotta accept it. They do have the knockoffs there molded in there, and they are, you know, conical, the layout of the spokes as they crisscross each other. The tire is nice, it's bulging out like an old car from the day. And then there is a tread, and they're thin tires, so that's good. It is kind of nice, it tells you it's an Aston Martin, but why wouldn't they take the little extra effort to tell you it's a DB5? So again, the decisions at MiniGT are so strange that they wouldn't just say this is a DB5, right? It's so weird. They have no problem telling you it's a MiniGT, and I think they're forced to tell you what country it's made in. It is screwed together if you want to fix something or maybe add some detail to the inside. Maybe swap out the wheels. I'm not aware of aftermarket wire wheels that are realistic looking in this hobby. So that would be interesting if someone made some really realistic photo etched wheels for 1/64 scale cars. Okay, yeah, MiniGTs they do roll. They're kind of like toys, and with the old design of car like this, the gappiness makes sense. It's fine. There's a fuel filler detail here. The silver paint around the molding on the plastic is okay. There's a raised ridge for this rain gutter, I guess. The door handle sticking out. Could have been sticking out further, I think, but it's fine. There's a recess painted black above and below the signature stripe there of the Aston brand. You can see the silver, very nicely painted on. Yeah, very good. I like that you got the little mirrors, and even these mirrors are rubbery. So MiniGT is good with the rubbery mirrors. I am concerned though whether or not long term the paint is going to get sticky or the mirrors are going to get hard and crack. So that is a concern. Alright, the plastic headlights I guess look good enough. Kind of weird though, this shape back there for the peg to go in there. Why they wouldn't use a round shape to look like a light bulb is a mystery. The little covers or turn signals here, covers for the machine gun, now those make sense. The grill is a separate piece, as you can see it wobble, and it's nicely molded. Nice thin streaks there, and you could add some paint wash maybe. So the license plate is matching the photographs. And then we have some little bumperettes. It's a separate chromed plastic bumper, and we have some black paint here, so that looks pretty good. And the little hood scoop, unfortunately there's no black paint. Possibly they could have molded that hood scoop a little higher, but cost of a MiniGT, you can't complain too much, or you can't expect too much. The Aston badge looks alright. I'm just not sure if I've ever seen an Aston badge look yellow. So I'm not sure if the real car had a yellow badge, or maybe a gold badge or something. Okay, pretty tight panel lines. Earlier MiniGTs had some pretty gappy panel gaps, but this is pretty good. I mean, this is a dental pick I have here. A little indication of wiper blades painted silver looks good, and the molding here is painted silver on the plastic. The ejection seat thing here, very nicely done. So it's not just a normal casting that they're, gonna come out with later. This casting is specific to the 007 James Bond franchise, so that's pretty nice. But I wouldn't doubt that they're gonna make another mold based, and just not have this and have a different license plate. That would be the wise thing for them to do. But yeah, here's the bulletproof wall that comes up as well. That's casted in here. And then, what about this side? Anything different? Nope. Oh, boy, this car has like 2 fuel fillers. Interesting. Did not know that. The molding here is raised, looking good. And then, yeah, the plate matches up. That is actually on the rear photograph, so that's good. And then nicely done taillights. Orange, red, clear, or silver. These are just painted on back here, which is kind of to be expected with something so small. Even more expensive. Models costing 2-3 times as much might have painted on taillights if they're that small. These I have to assume would be reflectors, although I can't tell in the rear photo. The little 2 exhaust tips, very thin, and it's very light depression to indicate that they're tubes. They are chromed plastic, and it's a separate piece from the base. This base is metal. I think they're all metal these days. From MiniGT. I feel like that's a waste of material and makes shipping more expensive. And then this is a separate chrome plastic thing for the light shining on the license plate. So I think the real car maybe had a black interior. Let's see what we have. Steering wheel, hollow spokes, looks good. A lot of molded details on the dash. Little glove box, knob. Some sort of HVAC controls or something there. Little stick shift sticking up. Ribbing on the seats. The door, let me change the brightness. Yeah, the door panel. Some armrest detail there and some sort of pocket maybe. Yeah, the rear seats also have ribbing. Some speaker maybe holes there. Alright, well, I think it's good enough. Again, you can't expect everything for a model that's so relatively inexpensive. I mean, you can buy MiniGTs for $10 if you get a sale, but I think the regular retail price is somewhere around $15. Boy, it's been so long since I pulled out the tray of comparison. But here's the Kyosho that I was talking about earlier, and I gotta say, right off the bat, the Kyosho has better wheels. Look, there's like black in between the spokes. I don't know if that's a paint wash or if there's just really thinly molded spokes. So let's zoom in on this, because it's been so long since I looked at this model. Oh, they're just really deep. So that's smart, actually. And also, well, the center knockoff thing. Alright, so let's back out again. And yeah, so that's the first thing that I notice. You know, the MiniGT ones, they look lamer, to be honest with you. They look like something from an American brand of model. Like, alright, but look at the mirrors. That's far more detailed. The grill, it's a wash, I would say. Maybe the Kyosho is a little tighter, but the MiniGT has a license plate, and it has clear plastic turn signals. These are just painted silver dots. So the bumper, though, is pretty much the same. The wiper blade's good enough for both. The bulge on the Kyosho isn't very high either. I would even say the detail is a little crisper on the Mini GT. But if you look at the badge, you know, that's what I'm used to seeing. It's silver, you know, on Aston. So, again, maybe this is a special color badge for the movie cars. Alright. So I added my own license plate, and the Kyosho just has painted on, you know, rear lights as well. You'll notice the molding. Yeah, the window of this is a little crooked. I also feel like this is lower slung. This is more tall. It almost looks like a like a sedan, and very blocky. This looks, I don't know which is more realistic. I don't think I've seen a DB5 in real life in decades. Okay, well, so that's it. The Kyosho has a plastic base, and the Kyosho has better treads. Kyosho makes really good tires and wheels on their models. And this is an old model. I wouldn't doubt it. This is at least 10 years old, if not 20. But you can see here, red has a hard time not getting paint rash. I think that's of my collection, red gets the most paint rash, unless it's a metallic. So that's something to be mindful of. Now this being silver, I'm hoping this will never get paint rash. Something about the flakes in metallic paints, I think, fights the vapors or whatever coming out of the diecast stuff. Okay, well, so let's let that thing go for a spin. And still got two more models to show. This is what? This is an American brand. What is it? Shelby Collectibles. Alright, so it's the DBR1. And, well, yeah, kind of lame wheels as well. But this one has this, I'm not a fan of opening panels because of gaps. Cool car. This would be a good subject, I think, for a modern brand to take on, because this could clearly be improved upon. At least it still has clear lights. But yeah, not enough paint. I mean, those taillights are lame. So yeah, this would be nice to see. Maybe even a resin, because the windshield isn't too big. And hopefully the window wouldn't pop it off if it was a resin model. So another Kyosho, the V8 Vantage. So look at these wire wheels. Not as many spokes, but again, they look like there's air passing between because they're just deep. Or maybe there's a black piece of plastic behind this. Alright. As you see, it's a much bigger car, being a more modern car. I'm going to have to add a license. Oh, there is a license plate I added there. Alright, so it's really cool though that MiniGT made a molding specific to the movies with the extra panel details. So very, very cool. Yeah. So the only real detriment is just, you know, the wheels aren't the greatest. But all the other details are there, and they look pretty good. The paint job looks good. Interior's good enough. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you the next time I review a MiniGT.